All right, welcome in everyone. John here, staff software engineer. I'm the lead maintainer of Ladderly.io. It's an open source networking educational platform that will help you learn to code and land your first or next programming role. Now is December 1st. Happy December and welcome to the Christmas season, also known as Advent. Advent is a Christian season of preparation and waiting for Christmas. And so in software, in the tech world, there are lots of things around this, like Advent of code. And this is pretty old, but something that's new is Advent of prompt, adventofprompt.com. And the idea of Advent of code is that they will give you daily challenges each day working up to Christmas, and similar with Advent of prompt. And so I'll be doing Advent of prompt because it's new, and this will be helping us improve our prompt engineering skills. Lots of places you can go to improve your software development skills, fewer places you can go to improve your prompting skills. So that's my motivation for participating. And you can see the website says post your Advent of prompt creations here. If you click this, it will take you over to this Twitter community. I have that in another tab. Here it is. So I'll go ahead and join this, and what you can see is some of the creations people have made. So let's look on the challenge 1 here at the top of the tree. This is the day 1 theme, the countdown. And we can see that it's a rotating low poly clock, 3-dimensional clock. So I'm going to try and build this. You can compare what some other folks have done. And that is they're keeping with this idea of a countdown, but they are sometimes very different than the original example here. So I'm going to actually try to do a 3D animated, like closer to this. But it's totally fine to do something else, So the goal will be to sharpen your prompt engineering skills, not necessarily to exactly replicate the example they've provided. Okay? With that background, let's dive in. Built with V0, so we're going to be using V0 for this. V0 is a particular AI tool. So we'll open that up in another tab. And we're just going to start prompting and try to generate this. I can go ahead and sign in. V0 is created by Vercel, associated with Vercel. Let's create a 3D animated clock. This rotating, this clock should rotate horizontally at every tick. With a configurable speed from 1 to 100 that the user can change via an input field. Let the page background be black, or let's say charcoal gray, and the clock should be a light color to make it visible against the dark background. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it. Let the component take up the full height and width of the page. The clock can be much smaller, but the clock can be much smaller than the whole container. Let the container component. But the container should cause the background of the entire page to appear charcoal gray. Gray, gray, gray. Let me spell it consistently. Grey. Add a second. Okay, let's default the clock to take 50% of the width of the container and allow a second and provide a second input field so that the user can set the percentage width from let's say 5 to 80% of the container size. Let the inputs be at the bottom of the page. At the top of the page, overlay a large heading text in white, which says Advent of Prompt Day 1 Countdown. In smaller subheading text, overlay the minutes remaining until Christmas. And I will update this to use a technical syntax with a backtick. Calculated minutes here. Good, let's see. In a real prompt scenario, I would probably have given only a few requirements and layered on the additional requirements in a few prompts using a chain of thought. I'm avoiding a chain of thought here simply because v0 limits the amount of prompts that I can expend. So given that constraint, I'm putting more instructions into the initial prompt. Interesting, so it gave me a 3D clock, but it has shown me the thin wall of the clock. Alter the initial view of the clock so that it renders with the hands of time, such as the second hand, minute hand, and so on, facing forward to the end user. Also, provide, let's just do that. Let's just do that. I would like it to have a bit of a, like an outline around the edges. Provide a border. And does this rotation speed work, by the way? It does. Look at that. It's wonderful. And the clock size, look, it works. That's great. On the clock cylinder shape, provide a border with a let's see, I could do silver. Do I want to be complicated or not? To make it more complicated, I could give it like a metallic sheen. Also provide a border on the clock, cylinder shape. Default the thickness of this border to 3 pixels and allow the user to adjust from 0 to 30 pixels. Let the color be, I'm going to keep it simple for now, and in a follow-up prompt I will try to do the metallic sheen. Let the color be gold and provide an, what would it be, HSL? HSLA. Can you simply slide? Yeah, let's do that. And provide sliders for HSLA color attributes to the user. So there should be 4, H, S, L, and A. Even the initial result was already looking good, I think. The use states go crazy, don't they? It's pretty readable code. I like it. Good job, V0. Oh, did my camera freeze for some reason? What a bummer. Let's see if I can reset that somehow. Am I actually frozen, or does it just look like that to me? Let me check. I think I'm actually frozen. Am I actually frozen, or does it just look like that to me? Let me check. Oh, it's messed up all the hands of the clock. I think I'm actually frozen. So if we zoom this in, rotation speed is working, clock size, if we zoom this in, okay, we can change the hue, that's cool. Let's see if my audio has been messed up now. Am I actually frozen? Okay, I guess my audio is working. What a bummer. You froze. Jordan, welcome in, Jordan. You froze, but it's fine. Hooks can only be used within the canvas components. Oh no, now I've got an error. There's the HSLA. Love to see it. 3D clock V4 here. That's nice that it labels the versions independently like that. Oh no, what's going on here? The clock is initially laying flat as viewed by the user, so that the user views the border head on. I do not want this. I want the user to view the clock in its, yeah, I do not. Let's just leave it like that. Let's just leave it like that. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Advent of Prompt. Feel free to give the video a like if this is interesting to you. Good, and now we are viewing the clock the correct way. Let the, and what are these components called? Hours rotation, minutes rotation. What's that word? It's not oblique. I could say oblique, but there's a better word. Orthogonal. This is a fun challenge. Oh no. They also are not moving. All right, let's see if v0 can interpret the attached image. I wonder how many prompts that I have remaining. I actually don't know. Okay, 100 prompts. I should still have plenty of room. Oh, okay, well this says I have 2 remaining today. What? The clock is messed up. I love it. This is so great. Well, I do need to prompt it a bit more technically. I was trying to use natural language as much as possible. This is awesome. This would be easy if I could just change the code, but I'm trying to restrict myself from doing that. This image doesn't do a good job of explaining the issue. So V10 might be my favorite so far, even though it has a clear issue. I think it's still a usable clock, and it's actually a bit funny. And it has not fixed the issue. Let's see. So now I need to think through the actual math. The issue was not along the x-axis, I think. I don't think version 11 was any worse than version 10, but I don't think it was any better. Yeah, it's still not right. Perpendicular was the word I was trying to think of. No, I don't get my last message there. What a bummer. All right, cheers. Let's deploy this. I guess this is how it goes. Add your chat to a project to deploy. Okay. What does it mean, no projects? I have several projects in Vercel. Oh, somehow it used my different email address. Okay, no, that is my same email address. Right, see, here's my other projects. I guess it meant that I had no more V0 projects. That's fine. All right, well, that does it for the stream. Thanks for being here. If you thought this was fun, follow along. You can also check out yourself Advent of Prompt